All right, my friends, let's get at it. Live at Cowboys camp. I'm Jeff Cavanaugh. Thanks for being here with me. And some takeaways from Cowboys camp today and otherwise, just things that we have noticed throughout the days. One thing is just going to be from today. We're going to get to Micah Parsons in a second. There's lots of fun Micah Parsons stuff happening. Today's notes. Let's start with number one, and you can do with this what you will, but in today's mock game, which is their fancy word for a walkthrough, Tyler Guyton, left tackle, starting. Chuma Edoga going second team. When I first saw Guyton out there, I was like, okay, but is Chuma even out here today? Because sometimes veterans aren't doing everything. But Chuma was out there. He was running second, and your rookie Tyler Guyton was running first team left tackle. We'll see if that holds up tomorrow when they scrimmage the Rams. Let's see. What is this? How was the party, Jeff? Oh, it was wonderful. It was wonderful. Jerry Jones' media party is always wonderful. And I leave it to the beat writers to follow around the Joneses and see what things that they're going to actually say. And I just hang out with my friends and eat things and drink things. I was having a great time. I was hoping you'd still have the button up on. I did go to TJ Maxx to get a button up so that I could get into Nobu. It was wonderful. It was wonderful. But we shall see if they're I was talking to Clarence Hill earlier of the Fort Worth Star-Telegram, one of my good friends, and he was asking Jerry, he's like, when are you going to rip the Band-Aid off and put the left tackle at left tackle? Today was just a walkthrough, but your first-round pick was at left tackle. So you can take that and do what you will. He'll start at left tackle. Has Nate Pete showed any promise? Yes, I think when Nathaniel Pete gets snaps, the undrafted running back, got a little something, got a little thickness, got a little quickness. Glory hole. Yeah, I still have that button. I just don't remember which one it is. Micah Parsons' plans is going to be a focal point of today's report from Cowboys camp. Why do you think the Cowboys should pay Dak when he's always average in the playoffs, aside from when they played a terrible Bucs team? Because he's played like 100 football games and he's always been a really good quarterback. And if you don't have Dak, you'd be playing Cooper Rush or Trey Lance and you would be bad. So that's why I would pay Dak. I like having a really good quarterback, and hopefully they play better next time in the playoffs. So Micah Parsons is going to be a lot of fun this year. And I will tell you, let me see if you can see this. They list him as a linebacker. I see your tricks, Stephen Jones. I know what you're up to. Calling Micah Parsons a linebacker so you can try not to pay him the most. I'm mostly joking. They know damn well that Micah Parsons is going to get all the money in the world. But he is going to have fun this year. I mentioned a couple of days ago one of the things that they had him do that I thoroughly enjoyed, because one of the staples of Mike Zimmer's defense is you don't necessarily know where pressure is coming from, and they'll do it in a lot of different ways. One of those is the double A gap blitz, which means you have your defensive lineman lined up, but then you have two linebackers standing right there in the middle on the line of scrimmage too, and here we come, double A gap blitz, right? I mentioned they have put in something where those two guys are not rushing, and Micah is playing stand-up linebacker, and he's actually, when the cadence starts, going to come screaming around one side or the other. They're doing that sort of stuff. They'll also do a lot of, if you're used to, let me picture the defense, Tank Lawrence as the left end and Micah Parsons as the right end. They'll do some switcherooski where the goal is just to get Micah Parsons on the weak side and to get Micah Parsons the matchups that you want. They will be running him off the ball some, but even when he's doing that, it's really just a setup for the most part on getting the matchup they want with him rushing the quarterback. So Mike is going to rush a ton. I wouldn't worry about, oh yeah, he's playing a bunch of linebacker. No, he'll line up there more than he has, but he's lining up there to find the right way to go hit the quarterback in the face. Micah Parsons is going to have a really fun season. He's going to be all over the place. He's lighter. He's even quicker than he usually is. We'll see what happens when we get towards the end of the season. And if even lighter Micah Parsons is holding up, but maybe they'll move him around more and he'll be able to hold up, or maybe even being lighter and just an even better cardio gives him a better chance to hold up for the length of a year. But he is going to have a lot of fun rushing the passer. It's going to be great. Thoughts on Nealand? Nealand is a nice player, especially for a rookie. He looks like he belongs. He looked like he belonged right away. He's a power player. He's got a little something as a pass rusher, but he's more of a power player. But I mean, he stepped in and just looks like he immediately belongs. He's not out here dominating practices, but he certainly looks like a guy that is not going to hurt you if he plays 50% of your off or defensive snaps. And he'll probably play more than that, I guess, because without Sam Williams, he's going to play a ton of snaps. Jeff, what have you noticed is the difference between the DQ defense and the Zim defense? Everything. They're literally polar opposites. Dan Quinn's goal was everybody go, 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 get upfield, make a play in the backfield, jump a route, do all these things. Mike Zimmer's defense is react, 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 react. Hold your gap. Let the linebacker behind you make a play. Be in the place that you're supposed to be. Bring pressure that they're not expecting from somewhere that they're not expecting. It's very, very, very different and pretty much opposite. And I think I like it. I reserve the right to change that, but so far I think I like it. If defensive tackle was shored up, is this a Super Bowl contending roster on paper? Maybe. A lot will be determined by your offensive line. Once CeeDee Lamb gets here, your receiver group is wonderful. I mean, outside of CeeDee, it's not special, but it's good enough. Jake Ferguson is wonderful. Running backs are meh, but I do think Rico's fun. Quarterback's obviously very good. Everything on this defense is very good outside of the depth at edge and potentially all of the defensive tackle group. But yeah, I'm more optimistic about this team than I was before I got out here. I like what they got at linebacker a lot. I like their secondary a lot. Running back and D tackle, I think, are playing out about the way that we expected when not feeling great about it, but we'll see. Maybe they could run block better. What's going to be the wild card for this team, I think, is the offensive line. How does Tyler Guyton do as a rookie? And how does Brock Hoffman and or Cooper Beebe do as a rookie? Because I get the feeling that a lot of the fan base just assumes or pretends that Tyler Biadasz was bad and that, oh, well, we're going to upgrade because we don't have Tyler Biadasz. Tyler Biadasz got paid, what, $9 or $10 million a year? Like, Tyler Biadasz is not a bad player. He wasn't a tee off and collapse down a defensive tackle player, but you had a solid starting center, and now you're going to an unknown at center. You had wonderful play at left tackle from Tyron Smith, and now you're going to an unknown, likely a rookie who's switching sides, who looks promising so far. I'm not going to take that from him. But the wild card for this team, the difference between 9 wins and 12 wins is, what does your offensive line look like? That's the wild card. Other things from today or in camp so far that we have learned. We did Tyler Guyton working with the first team. Micah Parsons is going to be fun. Other takeaways, please hold. We got a flip. Cavante Turpin in this offense is going to be a thing, it looks like. Now, you can do things in camp and never get to it in the regular season, but they are using Cavante Turpin, whether it's wide receiver, whether it's the end arounds, whether it's putting him in the backfield and handing or throwing it to him. It looks like they've got a handle on the fact that they've got a really explosive player that hasn't been used enough on offense, and the fact that CD's not here probably makes it easier, at least right now, to get him involved. But that's what they need to do. They need to do what it looks like they're going to do, which is involve Cavante Turpin in your offense, because he brings an element that a lot of other guys don't. Shroyd is in the super chat. Really like your work. I appreciate you, brother. Carson on the outside, Bland in the slot, splitting reps with Jay Lou. No, that's not happening. Deron Bland is outside, Trayvon Diggs is outside, and Kalen Carson is outside. None of them are lining up in the slot. Jay Lou is in the slot. They see it. Turpin will be a thing. Just one more thing. One thing I paid attention to today. If you're a backup in the NFL, guess what? You got to play special teams for the most part. And so if you're trying to figure out who's going to make this roster, I've gone looking for some hints, and I might have some hints, things that are worth keeping an eye on. Formulas in the super chat. Party at Jeff's Airbnb. I think they signed Linval Joseph. Maybe they signed a D tackle today, former Clemson guy that played a reasonable amount of NFL football last year and may be able to be an upgrade from somebody that they've got. We'll see. So today I was paying attention when they say first team kickoff, first team kick return, first team punt return. Who runs out there? Who runs out there on all of them? Because that could be a hint. on how you make this team. Backups that are playing either all or most of the special teams with the first team at this point. Nashawn Wright's on all of them. Number 25. He's on all of them. Buddy Johnson, linebacker, number 57, is on all of them or most. Was there one that he wasn't on? He's on either all of them or most of them. Jalen Brooks is on all of them or most of them. And I suppose Jalen Brooks was always going to make it. The top 5 wide receivers are probably set. Everybody else is hoping they keep 6 and going for that spot. And that spot's probably down to Jalen Cropper and Tyron Billy Johnson, if there is a 6th wide receiver that's going to make it. But I didn't see either one of them on all the first team special teams. So that's something to keep an eye on in camp. Princeton Fant, tight end, number 48. He out there. So he's doing all the special teams. He's the backup fullback and would be a 3rd or 4th tight end. Princeton Fant is a name to keep an eye on that has a real chance to make the team because he's also on all these different special teams. Oh, and wait, there's actually one more thing. Learn anything juicy from the party at Nobu last night from Formula? Not juicy. Troy Aikman was there. He had some Eli Manning takes. But I didn't go around Jerry and Steven. Like, I love the fact that the Cowboys have really good beat writers, and I love the fact that that's not my job. I don't want to. I'll ask people about stuff. I'll find out stuff from other people. I don't want to chase people around and ask questions. I like to watch the tape, and then I can talk to people about what they're hearing from other people. We did find the car okay because it was a valet situation. I also wanted to see who's the other kick returner other than Cavante Turpin. And the answer, at least at this point, is Rico Dowdle, which I don't know if I like that or not. I like it because I think he could be good at it, but I don't like it because that sure seems like an excuse to not have him be the lead running back. Well, he's also returning kicks. Like, he needs to be the lead running back. How hammered did you get? Not hammered. I just got okay. I think I had 3 beers and 2 drinks. Who was the UDFA tight end who's supposed to be a monster blocker? That would be Brevin Span Ford, number 47. And he was out there working with the ones today, kind of, when they split the field. It's just a walkthrough, and guys are going to change it up and move around. It's just a walkthrough, but he was out there with Ferg and Scooney when they went offense, defense, and split it up on 2 fields. But some of those things, tight end and wide receiver, they're just making sure everybody gets the right amount of reps. But it was Spanford that was over with Ferg and Scoon and Dak, and the other tight ends were over on the other field. So there you go. There's some stuff. All right, I just got a phone call that I have to return. I think I'm going to be on the dumb zone today with my friends, Dan and Jake and Blake. So stay tuned for that. Who's supposed to make this team but won't? That's a good question that I'll think about. Anything else I got to knock out? How does the overall energy feel compared to last season? I think it feels good. I think McCarthy's a good coach, and I think he runs a good camp. It's a different intensity than you had from Garrett camps, and I like it. All right, you're up to date, ladies and gentlemen. Remember, you have no idea what anyone's going through, so be cool to everyone. I love you. Be easy.